it's
oh my god, yeah.
Malphite. Okay. They're not holding back here against Live Sandbox. They're coming in with the new picks right from game 1 in a match they're extremely favored against.
Into the Sandbox draft, I'd be worried.
Very fun draft here for game number 1 from KT. Let's jump onto the Rift and see how it goes.
Like, if Closer gets hooked and he ults away, that's still a big win for you. And then, as mentioned, I think the Malphite here really provides a big issue because come late game, I would agree. There's also Taliyah already being banned away, and I think Taliyah is one of the picks that can actually threaten the Veigar, as it was actually Brutal that played it last almost a year ago.
Playoffs as well. Playoff round 2.
Item for aiming.
Uh-oh. Closer trapped in the cage. Not a lot of mana here for BDD, but he's certainly going to push Closer away.
My favorite Rift. Just teleporting everywhere.
Well, there's a cage, and now Closer's in a little bit of trouble. He does have a Xinjiao on top of him. He gets knocked up mid-Spirit Rush as the arm goes in, and he's ticking down. First blood given over to BDD, who switches over to Ignite for the gank with this. Oh boy, already a hook on an Envy, and there's nobody actually here, but I feel like it's Lehenz's way of saying, hey, by the way, I haven't done much in this game, but you'll see me soon.
Lehen's full build is
unlocked. Cuz in a little bit of trouble. He is going to go into the Crescent Guard. He's pulled into the Ahri, and both of them can jump on, but the Malphite ultimate gets them both and immediately turns the fight around as Kane flashes into 2 others. Does not give a damn. Might actually go down, but he's got BDD coming in. As yes, Willer will take down the Rift Herald, but Q's gonna miss, and this is turning into a landslide for the side of KT, as Cuz will pick up the last kill, and KT just continue with their lead.
Their 5v5, I think, is somewhat worse if they can't find a big hook.
Well... Okay, we're going to put down the box here as a lot of things are missing BDD. He's just running around 3 members. He might go down here as he does have to flash. This is a 4v3 in favor of Live Sandbox, but the stopwatch comes in, and the damage on the Envy is there, but they will finally take him out. Willer getting low as well. So many low health bars as Cuz. He's just so fed in this game. Nice charm, though, from the side of Closer. Will pick up a shutdown to the mid laner of Live Sandbox as flash in, flash by Closer. As Keaton now just on the run, he is tanky enough. As Live Sandbox are trying to take a Drake.
Contest this.
I think that's illegal. I'm not sure about that. Okay, nice kick here. Willer just trying to survive. Hook is going to miss.
Yeah, no vision there. But that's already big cooldown gone. KT don't have anything invested.
And
yeah, gonna get this.
So, yeah, this is their Drake to take. I think Live Sandbox trying to sneak one early. As Kane doesn't have flash, but he does have ult as we're zooming in onto the unstoppable force that is Keen right now.
That's like the one thing I think you have to be worried about, but just keep scaling. You know, BDD as thinks he's the trapper.
Yeah, he's about to get collapsed on here as we do have teleport that has to be used from Keen just to kind of save him. We did have Lehens up there on the top side, so actually a nice little moment for Live Sandbox. They get the flash out of BDD, they get the teleport out of Keen. Might get them a small amount of breathing room.
Apparently there's still 23 health on that mid lane turret. On the inner.
Yeah.
Not a great feeling for Sandbox. There we go.
Oh, it's gone. Enormous amount of AP as Hook actually going to miss. It's not every day you see that. So I was a little bit surprised. Just trying to set up here for this dragon as
Bertle.
Bertle does have a nice angle. BDD TPing in, but now the flash in onto Bertle. They're trying to collapse on the Cassante as the knock up onto the Lantern, and meanwhile Closer just dies. So no Lantern tank here for Bertle, who's just desperately trying to survive and will not be able to, as Cuz will pick up his 5th kill of the game.
To make his way into this pit.
Should mean, but he's got a nice angle. I don't know if they have a lock on him right now. They're going to turn onto Kyle as Willer. Okay, he's going to be spotted now. They do have a Veigar as well as Closer's trying to get into the pit as well. The cage is there, and the Lee Sin will not be making it into the pit anytime soon as Chaos is breaking out on the Rift. BDD's just running away. Meanwhile, Closer going to die again as he was desperately trying to help his team pick up the Baron. And Willer's just going for a nice little walk through the enemy base.
Lance just hack flashing. He's minding his own business.
Sparren is getting insane value too. 3,200 the lead now as they're trying to collapse on a BDD. He does have flash and a cage. So Willer in a lot of trouble here as Hook does go down onto Lehens, but what will be the cost as Willer... Okay, they're going pretty deep on this one. The cage gonna miss everybody. Keen also goes down, as they absolutely did not have to dive these turrets. Is now a charm onto Cuz all of a sudden, as massive Gore-Drinker value is going to come in, but he is absolutely dead. As the two carries left alone going 2v5 as Bug comes in, but he's got a cleanse. And not a dream, as this inhibitor might also be going down, but looks like they will actually respect it.
This team only works when they're ahead. Like, that's why those early skirmishes, even if they don't go for a draft like this, which is...
The big man is coming in from behind the team. As, okay, well, we're just chipping away a massive three-man knockup into there, and you were talking about morale. That might just be all gone. Willer trying to kick him away, as meanwhile in the back line, Lehens is soloing Bertle. So, yeah, Keen just gonna taxi in his Blitzcrank and help him out a little bit, as it looks like KT with this push might be able to get the job done.
And KT, overpowering performance here, showcasing some of that creativity, the Malphite pick that we haven't seen in a year.
That was a shellacking, Chronicler. That was game one of a best of 5, and you just get punished like that. Wait, what? I mean, I guess a lot of it was in the lane, but still, like, that's just kind of gross.
They've kind of helped with their range issues, as Lissandra and Vi here, and a Blitzcrank.
Yeah.
It really does feel like twice in a row we have KT with a very similar comp, but it's just a little bit better.
A good question, Chronicler, as we hop into the rip for game number 2.
I wouldn't want to go into the sandbox comp on an early game deficit or even. I do think that that's where like the 5v5 power really shines. So trying to get ahead early on is definitely the way to go. Envy also went for Conqueror here.
Yeah.
And Call. So they don't want anything to happen in lane. They're trying to slow down the game and scale into the later stages. Oh, that brush is warded.
And doesn't look like this will be threatened by the side of KT, although we do have a couple of members kind of milling about now, as Lehens is going to blast plant into 3 people. And now we're going to have a fight here, level 6 for both mid laners. As let's see the engage as the flash away from the charm. They try to burst down closer, and they will. First blood is given over to Lehens, but aiming in a lot of trouble. He's being chased down, as down he will go, but Envy also isolated here. So a 2-for-1 in favor of KT, as Willer and Cuz both still alive, and this one will go to the side of KT as they win the fight.
Another early skirmish, another disaster. Yeah, might have to trade flashes here.
Oh boy. Lens? What? Well, gonna miss that one. As Keen nearly takes a second turret shot. That one should have been a piece of cake, but maybe expecting him to flash in that direction. Not 100% sure.
As they might just miss each other.
No, I think they know. Cuz doesn't go over in time, but he's going to get all out. And oh, the angle a little bit unfortunate, but doesn't matter. Gets him mid-hop, as Cuz is going to put that Gnar directly into the death chamber.
Is spotted on top, so there is an angle here for Willer. Does have Cyclone available as well. This will be big.
Okay, trying to get onto aiming here. He does not have flash. I think aiming is just going to give his life, as Lehens is trying to go on the run, but he will also get taken out. A nice play from Liv Sandbox as they rotate into the bottom side and get 2 kills.
And that's a favorable trade here for Sandbox, because yes, Bertle dies, and the Herald goes over, but crucially, the bot lane dive not quite working out, as
he said be careful, bot.
Well, and I do think that Keen needs to be careful. He does have Ghost, so should be fine here.
He doesn't have his ult, so no all-out potential to escape, as Gravitum going to be saved for after the Unstoppable, and now Keen in a lot of trouble. He does Ghost, but can he get away? The answer is no. The Gale Force puts him in the death chamber. That's a kill now onto the Aphelios.
No, that's... Kyle got it with Ignite.
A little bit of extra money in their pockets as the Hens will avoid that, maybe not even on purpose, as he runs by Kyle, as the hook is not going to hit again, and they just turn onto the Thresh, going to take him down. The ult here into Envy, who has to cleanse and flash just to survive. As, you know, Liv Sandbox trying to set something up, but actually KT get the better end of it.
Complete disaster here for Sandbox.
And this time the hook is going to hit. As finally, flash in here from aiming, and the dominoes fall one by one. As somehow, KT able to get another couple of picks here, and now looking to take down mid-tier 1. And Shirley's not having a good time here. Actually baited into attacking the Blitzcrank, as that is not what you want to see, but maybe baiting themselves into the fight as the turn comes in from Liv Sandbox. They get the kill and the crash of the Herald into mid.
Peak of Hands moment right there, as it goes for... Oh,
aiming? What are we doing here? Okay, he's trying to bait them into the BDD, as this is just a massive mess. What are we looking at? As Stopwatch is in, a 3v5 for KT. Why are they even taking this fight? I don't know. As Keen is so tanky, he's just going to get on in there, just doing Cassante things. Doesn't quite give a damn, but he does take a charm to the face. As now BDD will W and get to safety.
In my opinion, Berto might be in trouble here.
Yeah, it's looking pretty likely, as they are just going to try to burst him 100-0. The all-out goes in under the turret, but Keen can't get the kill. As he's under the turret, he's going to go down, and now BDD has gone way too far, and even going to opt into using the Zhonya's, but he is totally dead, as the rest of the team looking for the pick on a Willer. That is a really nice hook. Unbelievable that he does get that even through the clone. So somehow, KT somewhat shored up, but once again, looking for the angles, and Liv Sandbox win a 2-for-1.
Oh, Kyle, no.
Bunch of damage already put into the Dragon, and not a lot of damage taken by the side of KT here, as BDD is over the wall. Meganar about to hit. KT have to be so careful about this, as it goes to Willer, unsurprisingly, but the hook is there onto Kyle, as now a 5v4 in favor of KT, but Keen is super low. Will not be able to go down here, as aiming gets stunned into the wall, hits a huge Moonlight Vigil, but aiming will survive, just barely gets the down as Envy goes in. Trying to look for the angle onto aiming here, but cannot quite get the kill. Maybe takes out Cuz, as the flash over the wall, and he misses both, as Cuz is still on the run here. We're back to the Scrapyard Chronicler. I don't know what's going on, as Lehens will go down. We got a TP in the mid. I don't even know what that's about. I guess just trying to get Cuz here, but he will give the kill over to Envy, of all people, and go from there. Yep. But it's not going to be easy, especially, you know, you don't have a lot of vision. It's very difficult to play. Uh-oh. Aiming going to get caught here against the wall. Cleanses, but he's dead. Just a free kill, as aiming's the one who gets caught. And Liv Sandbox are looking to push now. They still have 1 second of Baron buff.
And that's not a look that we've seen recently from aiming. Right, he's been so consistent.
Oh boy, Charm comes in, and one by one the dominoes fall. And a very interesting situation we have now in this playoff, as Keen going to back away here, and they're desperately trying to clear out the waves. Keen still tanky, but not tanky enough against the LGR of Belios. The turrets will be going down, as one by one KT are struggling. Going into the stopwatch now is BDD, just trying to survive, but it's 5 members to Liv Sandbox still, as they will take down the Nexus here. Looks like as aiming is trying to stop them, gets the 1 kill, but Cuz was the only front line, and down he will go. As down will go the Nexus as well. We are all tied up. We have a series on our hands, as it is 1-1 now.
That's where it starts. If he dies there, I think KT bring it back and get it done. But now, whole different ball game.
A Gnar game here. Urgot. He did say it, and yeah, Urgot is coming through.
Okay, so I can see the value of Urgot into specifically the... But Renata. I think, well...
Oh, Leona!
Into Cassante, because obviously Urgot is really good into tanks. I would be... It makes sense with the top half of the map and getting a lot of agency for KL. But to me, the Renata, like... Renata also can deny the Urgot, right? Like Fear Beyond Death and Bailout.
Yeah, another choice into the Cassante. We'll see how it works here as we are ready to hop onto the Rift for game number 3. We gave it a little try, but don't want to anymore.
Okay. Well, you know that they put in their best effort. It didn't work. I don't know why the call was made to try and duel when your Vi is very far behind and sitting on a Kindle gem.
Okay, no flash here for MB as okay. That is going to be a block here for Kyle, who has to flash, but Danny will go first blood, given on over. The recall, though, is there, but the damage is not enough. Aiming with a shield. Just barely able to survive. Willer's like, please give me the kill, but that is not going to happen. Aiming will survive.
Next tech now going to be gone as well.
Kyle is here, finally has hit level 6, joining Lahens, as Lace does miss. Double knock up here onto the bottom lane of Liv Sandbox. That is the Hex Soul given over a third Cloud Soul. Comes in. Bertle now just being chased down the lane, not in a very fun spot, but gonna all out underneath the turret, but guess who's here? It's Cuz! As Aiming baits him in, and Cuz will collect.
He was on a ward.
Just gonna tank things up and look for better angles as it does come along, and funnily enough, you know, after
Bertle
all,
doesn't have ult.
well, Bertle in a little bit of trouble here now as Ian looking for it. Cuz going to land the charge as he does push them into the turret, but I think the damage is there. Fear Beyond Death as down he goes. 9999 damage. And Closer, oh boy. Looking for aggressive angles here without vision as here comes Willer. He's down 2 levels and he's alone. He does have Leona making his way in, but a little bit far away as Willer's still trying to make this play happen. Another Q comes in and maybe he just solos him as Flash in and Willer takes him down. Like you said, it's kind of a consolation. I think Liv Sandbox are just trying to get whatever little value from the map that's left to them at all, as Envy here is just going to Gale Force underneath the turret, doesn't even have to go into the Feather Storm. So meanwhile, Cal trying to beat this one because it's so tanky. Double knockup comes in and Envy is sniped from downtown, doesn't even flash or Feather Storm or anything, just dies as now the rest of the team is coming in and Willer's just going to be caught underneath the turret, has to go in for the ult, but 3 kills to the side of KT. So Closer should be close to level 16.
Oh, deep TP.
Yeah, this is what I was talking about. They have so many wards deep behind enemy lines as a lot of damage is going into Cuz, but it's Aftershock Sejuani. They try to turn up on the top side. Closer is in a really rough spot, but at least the Urgot ultimate does sail wide through the stopwatch. So now Willer is like miles behind enemy lines. Just gonna have to walk through a turret here, it looks like, as Cuz has his eyes on him, and Willer is not long for this world, as they will give this kill over to Aiming. Eventually. Down he goes.
And an attempt to try and pick up a mid lane turret.
And yeah, the objective bounty Cloud Drake will go over to the side of Liv Sandbox.
Yeah. What? It's just Lance. It's fine. He's okay. As Willer?
Okay, we're going pretty deep for this one. Maybe they didn't know that BDD was there, so that's going to be the end of Willer. As Bertle, nice third man knockup, but we are going real deep behind enemy lines here as Keen is going to be pulled back, and that's going to be the end of it. Closer, the only one left alive, as he might just be able to get back into the base.
Bertle dragged the Keen with, he had the Fear Beyond Death active. They got feared. Envy actually couldn't do anything there.
Yep. Another Storm.
Yeah, but that's not the biggest cooldown goal.
They don't have a wave anymore. They're just sitting here in the enemy base.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Like, BDD can back by and TP back in, and without Featherstorm, I don't think they can win these fights.
Closer, I think he attacked Cuz. I'm not 100% sure, though. I don't have real evidence of that actually happening.
In they go, KT!
Yeah, okay, nice little knock up here. Bertle gonna push them back, but the Sedge ultimate is way too big as Envy is getting a bunch of autos down, but the wallets are just a bit too heavy as the wave does come in from the bottom side. And KT will go on to match point in this best of 5 as down will go the Nexus, and KT will take the lead 2-1.
Hadn't seen yet. And yeah, when we load it in, we're like, Sandbox, there's one thing you gotta do. You see like where they were at the 22-minute mark? That was fine.
As massive as the Pacific Ocean, so I'm sure he's got anything, and he's gonna go for Malphite again. Why not?
Go to bring it back here. Malphite. I think very similar to game number 1. Lissandra ain't killing Malphite.
Absolutely. Well, guys, this is going to be another interesting game here as we hop into the rib for game number 4. Let's do it.
Shield very reliably, so King can just clap. And
hey, the knock-up, the ignite as well, but Lantern Shield comes in as Cuz. Level 4, and Envy took a massive chunk now as he does have Flash. Has popped the Ghost already. Cuz looking to burn some summoners here. He will get the Flash out of Kyle as well.
That's a big win. And the sandbox comp to me, when they're not snowballing, does feel a little lackluster. Envy does have his cooldown, now got the Guild Force as well.
Cuz going very deep beyond a ward as he's just going to Crescent Guard, but he gets stunned up anyway as First Blood does come in at 12.5 minutes here, given over to the Lissandra. It might be the stepping stone for Liv Sandbox to start their snowball.
Death Cap, I think, for BDD here, crucially.
Yeah, he has rushed that second item. As Closer actually went in Death Sentence here onto a Xin Zhao. Definitely not the target you want, as Closer has to ult himself just to try to avoid more action. Lehens is waiting in the wings. He says, team, I'm Rakan. I'd just love to press my buttons. This is what I do.
Birdle is going to get spotted here.
Yep.
And I guess it doesn't matter because he's just going to take blue buff.
Do you think he presses it?
I think
will Liv Sandbox just give them the Drake?
Yeah, they're going to let it go.
Okay.
You don't have the Sandra ultimate.
TP?
Yeah, Nash. You just Nash. For something. Do anything. Please. Oh, this is it. This is the moment. It's happening. No, it's just a bait. They're already here.
All right, I think this is the moment. Hook into Keen as Closer is behind enemy lines, but they just try to turn onto him. As deep he goes, he gets charmed! As in goes Lehens, a massive combo in the backline. Envy can't play the game. As he is kiting back though, Keen is super tanky, but he will eventually go down. Has to try to flash to get away from this one. And a massive light visual comes in. Aiming goes in just to die immediately as KT runs straight into Liv Sandbox's trap. Man, they shouldn't have pressed their buttons.
It was a mistake!
They win the fight, and they're going to take down the Baron.
This is feeling like a game number 5, Valdez! Without Envy actually in position with white guns, like, he still needs time.
Yeah, now BDD's making his way in. We got teleport back in from Keen. They don't care about the Drake. I mean, Cuz might get in to try to steal it, but he doesn't really matter. Oh, he gets in and he does steal it! It's actually huge from Cuz to pick this one up. They get the Chemtech, so they're looking for the follow-up fight as a massive Keen ultimate gets on top of Envy, and the charm is there! Aphelios does 0 damage in the fight, and KT finally find the angle. The mental game is gone as they press their buttons, and they outplay Liv Sandbox on the fight.
And that's exactly what we were talking about. I don't know, I think Envy might not have had his flash available yet there. It came just off cooldown. If I'm not mistaken, we'll see in the replay. Did try to Guild Force away, but it's KT able to get the soul there. And that soul, that's one thing, but you can't afford to then also lose the fight, right? That's the turning point. That's what KT were looking for. Thousand Lehens on an angle.
Nice little angle here. Kyle in a little bit of trouble as Cuz is not the target you want to attack here. Really, as Envy is autoing onto him, but the Crescent Guard is there. Hook comes in. They're going pretty deep onto this one. As, oh man, the Moonlight Visual misses. And 0 damage will be done on that one, as now they're trying to get in onto Closer. As a nice little W here, but Closer is just going to have to ult himself. Trying to click the Lantern, but he cannot. He will go down. And now KT can turn onto the Baron on the Malphite.
Zeri can just start it up.
Yep. And it's already taken, 3k damage-ish.
Well, it is a lot of damage, though, because KT has 4 dragons.
Charm in onto Birdle. As Cuz in a little bit of trouble here, but he is followed up. Nice stopwatch for Willer, but will he survive from here as he goes in onto Birdle, trying to make a play here onto the Cassante, who is just draining in life, goes into the Stone Blade, and a massive Keen ultimate again. Envy is just on the run, but down he goes! They lose the Aphelios, and that should be the nail in the coffin. They finally get the fight they were looking for, and KT will be able to take down the series 3-1.
It was a rough and bumpy ride, Valdez. And KT coming in like the clear favorite. In the end, clean 3-1. Nothing
to see here. Oh, what pristine dominance from KT tonight. Oh man, jokes aside, they get the job done.
That's what matters. You get the win.
You move on to double elimination, where you will at least have the buffer, and that they do. They take down Live Sandbox 3-1.
They had to work hard. What do you mean Malphite does the most damage in the game?
That wasn't even that much lane damage this time.
And this is something that was mentioned on the space. BDD has been so good on Veigar. He played it very late compared to the other mid laners, but his performance has arguably been the best here in the LCK. And it's just the difference here, I think, in how T1 has been able to just be dominant so long, whereas KT started off pretty aggressively. This is going to be a 75th pick.
Yeah. I don't know the exact number of champions that are released at this moment in time, but I believe it is over 150. But
yeah, you get a heal here out of Keria. Small advantage. But here comes the Elise once again. This time there is no Wukong nearby. His owner wants to set something up. Again, worst case scenario, probably just push them out of the experience range.
It's level 4, so Lehens is like, well,
for T1 affords you. Now, this is about as good as it gets, but it is exactly what this draft is designed to do. This is not, oh man, KT's dropped the ball. Speaking of,
Faker's getting in there already as the cage will be put down. Faker just skirts around it. There's another knock-up potentially, but no. Is going to go into the hands of Guma and Keria.
They should be able to get the whole thing, not necessarily off of this wave, but look at all the damage being done here. It's first strike on this Lucian, so every time he's just chunking away, picking off more of these health bars, and now that this wave has showed up here.
Yeah, that Rift Herald could be big, as meanwhile, speaking of big, Aiming has to flash, but I think he's 100% dead. They wait in the brush, and they hide on bush. That's all you got to do. Aiming had no idea, and that is a pretty free first blood, and should be first turret given over to Guma.
First turret with all 5 plates, and we'll get the solo plate here for the final one. 625, that's going to be the second Drake. 1400 here is 8 plates across the map.
This is something that T1 does. It's like, okay, well, we have these win conditions. Maybe if we can hold on. And it's a big if. As, okay, maybe trying to find a little angle here up on the top side. That's that Lulu and Wukong played together as in goes the Cyclone onto 2 of them. Guma has to flash away, so they finally find an angle because coming through the river, T1 did not have vision here in this river.
And then we'll be able to get their second turret of the game here. BDD has Cuz.
Oh, man, he's caught on the edge there as waiting for that TP. KT's got an angle here. Faker on the run. He does have flash, and he is quite tanky, as Keen really wants to force this one. Faker just on the dash. Still has not flashed, as he will all about him over the wall just to escape. Still has his flash, as he is under here, and Owner getting over the wall with the cocoon, and they turn this around. 2v4, you gotta be kidding me.
These are the fights. These are the fights. I said KT cannot force, or T1 will just turn them every single time. Faker using the geometry of the map. Now, meanwhile, they get the turret.
Look at this.
Yeah, they get the turret.
Second and a half late. Like, if he was right on that, maybe get something going, because now he's just dead. There's just nowhere to go. I mean, he doesn't have flash. Used it in a couple of fights ago.
And you have no map vision, really, as KT here. You know, you're trying to set up control wards defensively in your own jungle. You lost an inner. So just, like you say, nowhere to go, nowhere to hide.
Look at this.
Faker he just turns. Says he has no full, no flash rather, and no ult. But he is just gonna ult through the wall. He's like, they overextended. And he just calls it out. He's like, they overextended. And I mean, it's just the fans going crazy because once again T1 makes this happen, and all the while Guma's pushing that mid turret.
And he's calling the entire time like he's not really getting, you know, overwhelmed by the fact that he's getting flanked by 4 people, right? That was a 2v4 they were running. T1 can just start it up. You know, they do have a lot of control in the enemy jungle. They can see Cuz, as that ward is not denied by the control ward, actually. Keria takes a massive chunk, though, has to use heal.
Okay, this is the angle, maybe. Tidal Wave not great either.
They're not able to zone out Cuz, though. He's still got flash. Still got a way in. He's over the wall. The damage comes in, and they get it! KT take the Baron away! And now they're looking for the fight afterwards. The Cyclone, though, doesn't get much value, as T1 really want to get in there and punish for this, as Zeus not able to get a big Gnar, might be able to take down 2 members of KT, and even Keria will survive. Do they have the damage to peel through somebody? The Chemtech Soul you mentioned might actually help in this facet. But if you can get a Cage and like a Renekton follow-up, maybe you can get something going. But the culling is already in, the tidal wave right on top of BDD, and Guma just frontlining, forces the dominance before the fight even really begins. As everybody on the side of KT just running away, we do have a Cage to keep them alive against the Gnar. But Infinity Edge for a very long time, so you've got the entire team of T1 breathing down your neck in the top lane, and you don't even have that LDR yet. So now with 1 Nexus turret and a Dream, KT are hanging on for dear life. Poke already does begin. Cage catches the Gnar.
Cuz once again searching, hunting.
Boy. Here we go. That's going to be the end of Keen, and that should be the end of this game. The culling comes in onto BDD, and yeah, that's the end of Aphelios as well. Everybody is just scattering to the wind as Lehens is just emoting, and T1 will not let them get away for free. Takes them all down and takes down all of the Nexus.
Just textbook tempo-based play.
Yeah.
And it's a big draft diff here, I think, in terms of what you could do in the early game. KT tried to stave off the pressure, but they made a few mistakes around the top side of the map, and then T1's lead compounded so hard. You could see the big spike around 13 minutes, and then that other big spike right now around 20, where they're able to get all those turrets and then take that further. I mean, it's KT this time. We're trying to settle things.
I think it's happening.
I think it's happening, too. I actually thought about this going into today. I was like, today's the day Faker plays Fizz, isn't it?
That's not Fizz. Kassadin?
That's not Fizz also.
We'll see if they can pull it off here as game number 2 is loaded up. Let's hop onto the Rifts.
And the Ashe is going to offer you very little in terms of peel. A lot here at level 1, however.
Well, this is not the way you want to start it off level 1. Especially with your melee support that is also getting chunked out. So just coming into the brush, trying to get some posturing here in the bottom lane, and immediately aiming in Lehens will have to start on the back foot.
Yeah, this is really painful. Now, at least they do have...
This is pretty rough. I mean, you really wanted to get started on the front foot. It is going to be difficult against the Ashe. A lot of teams have just been dropping the Ashe entirely, but Keria and T1 are not really abiding by that, right? Because you can see what happens if you play it out really well at level 1, especially with Halo Blades looking to maybe play towards the top side of the map as he does go on to Vision. Flash on in, as with the red buff, really trying to make this work, but Owner just kind of using his flash to pressure Keen, but doesn't get much out of it.
Cuz here does not have red, but they wanted to bait this super hard, and they are successful at getting Zeus into a vulnerable spot, but because Owner is still here, I don't think they can actually make anything of this. This is going to keep Keen safe here under this turret, and if Zeus really wants to push the issue, we'll
see what they can get done.
He's also spent a lot of time out of lane trying to clear some of these wards, trying to make an impact elsewhere, but it's mostly just the
Destiny up to the top side, and that is going to be the stun, but Zeus just flashes away. The Gnar away of the Jax means that the follow-up pressure after the gold card was not there. Okay, here we go for the wall, level 6 against Lehens, level 4. Even with the Eclipse up, he has taken so much damage. And they just use that again for tempo. Remember the culling in game number 1, that kind of makes sense with Lucian, but not every day you see the Zeres really get in the face of Leona and put on that much pressure.
Is on cooldown, so there's just no angle here. You have the Wukong ult and you have to try to use it, but he's zoned.
Okay, so they're gonna get it. They try to collapse in here. Nice try to get the Jax away, but T1 are on the run. As now maybe the picks coming in. A arrow from bottom lane, but that doesn't really matter. First blood given over to Keen. On the top side, Zay's super low. As Cuz trying to follow up here. Faker wants to be the hero. We'll see if he can do it. Maybe not expecting him. His Counter-Strike is used onto him just to zone him away.
And Keen just TP'd top.
Well, let's see how this goes. Faker's in the pit. That's an arrow on a BDD. The Cyclone is massive, though, as the damage is in there. Double Cyclone onto everybody in the pit. The damage here from Guma is pretty good. He's going to pick up a double as we have a little Zeri moment beginning to form, aiming, not able to run away. That's another kill for the Zeri. That's 3, and it might just be 4 at the end of it. A quadra kill for Guma, who has 5 kills now.
It doesn't have lethal tempo, is not going to be able to match an AD carry this early in the game.
A little kill on the top side, maybe. Nicely done from Keen. He's like, I'm going to take this into my own hands, okay? My team's not getting it done on the bottom side. And yeah, on that fight, it was funny. You and I were casting T1 Challengers on Tuesday. I don't know if you remember. It was a very similar fight with, Zeri versus Lethality Varus. Just not able to do much in that extended trade. Either way, in this game, we do have Faker in a little bit of trouble here, getting chased down by the Jax.
It's a twisted fade angle, and because flash ult available, so respect has to be shown. They've got the Narbar.
Fantastic, and he gets slowed up, and he gets bursted down, and down goes the Leona, but they traded for the Gnar, and down goes the Vi as well. Where did their front line go? And Guma's like, I just want a front line to do some damage. He's not going to have one. As here comes KT, they're going to find Guma and get the massive shutdown of gold into the Jack.
I mean, that fight was so perfectly played from KT. This doesn't matter how much money you have, how much gold you have, and how many items you have. If you can't actually fight, if you don't have a front line.
We're the better team. We can just win. That overconfidence, that cockiness. It's not the first time it has bit them in the butt in the past. And maybe it might just get them here as Keria is caught out. BDD is now on the map. Down will go Keria for free.
And we talked about this, because this Ashe was picked so early and T1 aren't playing a pick comp, the Ashe is actually vulnerable on the map. A very squishy support can't really offer anything for Guma. It's really Oner and Zeus who have to be the front line.
The rest of the team not really able to get in here just yet.
Oner has no flash and they have no vision on this.
Mini Gnar now. KT just, they're going to keep it least, and they immediately go straight into Keen as Faker takes it down. Gonna get the Baron, and now they're going to buy a lot of time for themselves.
This is a T1 move, man. You've got double smite. Faker's got unsealed spellbook. You go in for the double smite play. 3, 2, 1. Out, out, out.
나이스.
Good job.
이거 크다.
That was
huge.
big.
Yeah, it's huge, he says. And
I was waiting for this. Mega Gnar is going to be started as here he goes. Looking
here comes
for this angle, and he's stolen away because takes the Ocean Drake, takes the Ocean Soul. As they're trying to turn here onto the Jax, they want 100 zero hit, but the Solar Eclipse is massive from the Leona. They're going really deep as Keen is just frontlining into the Zeri. It's not going to get Guma, though. Crucially, Guma's still alive. Did they go too deep is the question. As now the Zeri's going insane, but it's not enough. Faker has to do it alone, and can he? Yes, he will. With Zeus and Keria left alive, T1 take the win. They know this is starting. Yeah, they did not clear out that one ward. And as you mentioned, the damage is there, but it's not huge. They can't just quite burst this down, but they're committing. KT going to commit to this one as over the wall we have double smite again. Can they steal it again? Yes, they can! They take it down. And now KT are just lost. Where do you go from here? As ults are going in, they try to turn onto Mega Gnar as Zeus gets low, but he will survive. And the damage not quite there. Guma's over the wall, goes to the ult. He is going to cleanse early, but he doesn't really care. He's still kiting them out.
There's no damage in KT's comp. They can't kill anybody.
Kill anybody. Faker is in the backline. Guma is diving the entire team. As some low health Guma goes down. Faker went a little bit too low, and they turned it around.
Oh, they went way too deep. They went way too deep. And you know what? There's enough damage in this comp where if you just walk into 4 people, you will get killed.
A lot of damage thrown into Keria as this is a straight up 5v5 BDD on the backside here, but so is Faker. As we wrap around each other, as the arrow comes in, it's going to find BDD. They're looking for it. Zeus not really going to get the angle himself. Has to hop away. Tons of damage in onto the Elder already. As that's the ultimate. They're trying to get in there, and it's a bit of a flip for KT are winning this fight as Guma trying to front the back, but it's already 5v3. As
Guma carry,
Elder's going to be taken. Elder's going to be taken. KT will turn this one, and Guma will get carded and will get executed. KT should take this, and yes, Faker will be taken out as well. Keria's got nowhere to go. And it looks like
man.
KT have done it.
Look at Lehans, he's clapping his hands. Keen looks relieved as Keria is going to look for an arrow here. It will not matter. And I didn't think I was necessarily going to say it tonight, Valdez, but we have a series on our hands. KT bringing it back in what was nearly an Elder flip, but T1 lose the fight. Keen carries.
A scary game, but they get it done, Wolf. They get it done in 37 minutes. Keria, of course, not going to be able to stop them. Down goes the Nexus, and we have a series on our hands. It's all tied at 1.
Was I think the losing moment for T1. If they don't actually hard force it, they just take their Baron buff and walk away.
Yeah.
I don't see any way KT comes back. They group up, they have prio for Elder, they win the game. But instead, just a little bit of greed here. It's a... Wukong Veigar's Jax once again into the Kassadin. You know, Huni mentioned it on the space. You know, it can be quite nice in the Kassadin because what he wants to do naturally is rift walk forward into the enemy team, so it often puts you in Counter-Strike range. And if you've already used your Zhonya's in the team fight...
All right, let's see how it goes, guys. We got game number 3 loaded up. The series is on our hands, and let's jump into the Rift.
One of the other cool things about Veigar into the Kassadin, so we're going to see this level 1 fight. Zeus is here, though. BDD. Get some stacks. One of the cool things about it, though, is that, yeah, you can, with a lot of mid laners, as the Kassadin later on, you can kind of rift walk your way out of a lot of the skill shots, you can avoid a lot. But if you get low, BD presses R and clicks on you, you die. You try to rift walk your way out of that one, you will not escape, you will not live. And BD is getting a lot of first strike value here, too, early on in this game. He had red buff, so if Faker tried to go up and try anything, would have been putting himself in danger. BDD also in danger, but Cuz here.
Owner, let's see how this goes. He hops into the cage. BDD is quite low, but flashes over and is looking for the kill. The last auto will get it. First blood is to the Lee Sin, but BDD picks up a kill, and now Cuz has the play here onto Owner. One more hit would do it, but they call Keria roaming up, and Keria is here to turn the fight as Cuz hands in the air. Nothing he could do. 2v1 as the prio from bot wins T1.
In the case of T1, now it is Owner on Lee Sin, and he does a lot with a little. He already has his Iron Spike whip online. Just hold up.
No flash. A little bit of a rough spot here for Keria. He's got an ignite on him. Another stun comes in. It's a free kill gifted on a golden platter.
No vision of where Lehens is. Lehens knows it.
Got to dive in topside. Looks like he will be okay, but Keen does have to flash away.
Yeah.
But, hey, you can see T1 trying to be proactive, at least on the top side, which is not something you see all the time. But Owner very strong right now.
Yeah, Cuz doesn't have ult. He's level 4.
Spots him after the Warrior Trickster, so yeah, he's just going to have to go away. And Owner is saying, okay, well, there have been some slip-ups.
Faker does, you know, end up having a similar amount of mana here to BDD, but BDD looking for a plate.
Okay, Q comes in because is here. He catches him on the end of the cage, goes back in onto BDD, who's got an ult and a dream. Can they get the kill? No.
But this should still be a lot of extra mid-prio here. Going over to KT Rolster, Lehens is up here as well. And they might be able to turn this into a mountain break here early. Or collapse onto the enemy, Xayah, who's bottom, and we'll have level 6 very soon. Aiming just hit his.
Nice play here from Zeus. He's going to all out him underneath. Keen in a little bit of trouble, but looking to maybe trade it back. Just no hops away, and in goes Zeus, takes the 1v1. And this time, he'll get the better of it.
Yeah, has the Ghost available. Keen no flash. Goes over here to try to defend this turret.
Uh-oh. What's going on here? Owner's here as well. The Warrior Trickster might save him, but they are on the chase. As Cuz does have flash, there it is. Trying to get in behind the minions, but it doesn't matter. Owner just flashes on him and kills him.
That was beautifully played from Owner. Third kill for the Lee Sin, and plate gold going over to Zeus. And Keen just overextending there, and Cuz with no level 6. As BDD is really the big shining light right now for KT Rolster in terms of advantages.
Yeah, as you know, you go in, he's got a flash out. Like I said before, you know, it's relatively high cooldown at this point in the game, so if you're just rift walking into a Veigar, you will be put in the cage, and you won't be able to get out for a little bit.
They really wanted to bait Owner here. They had Cyclone, they have Lehens here, and the Solar Flare is committed. Faker has to flash, and so that's a huge win.
Oh,
no flash now.
He's going to catch him. Exhaust has to be used, and now he's turning it around onto BDD, who is quite low, and Owner's right here for the punish. 4-0 now. He's got Gore Drinker, as Cuz is just barely trying to survive here with the Cyclone.
Oh, man, this is a disaster for KT.
We've seen this before, like way back when we first started seeing this matchup, which is the Jax really struggles early, but not only that, if you get this far behind, it's going to be even worse, as he brings him right over to Owner, but nope, it's going to be punched in the face. No but, actually. just going to go down.
No ifs or ands either, Valdez.
Like, Cuz is there. No, just gets punched in the face.
Yep.
Sometimes that's what happens.
Cuz has no Cyclone, and
that is the way it works. He's going to get knocked up. There's an Ignite in as well. Misses the Zenith Blade, and now flash forward. One auto nearly catches Guma, but now even this lane that was slightly in favor of KT, not so much anymore.
yeah.
So Mountain first, which is going to make this even more annoying. On top of the Chemtech, and it is a Cloud Soul. So I feel like it's actually not that bad, as here is BDD. He's in a lot of trouble, as now all the lanes are falling apart. The one shining light of KT. It was BDD, and now he's died 3 times, and he's going to lose his turret.
Yeah, turret's going down here. Cuz he's got Cyclone this time. I don't think he wants to use it here. He's just going to try to keep the turret alive. And if you try, there will be consequences.
Yeah, I don't think so. Now with the Leona, they might try. No, they're not even going to. 2v1 on the bottom side. Zave's in a little bit of trouble here. Doesn't matter how much armor he's got. He will be taken out.
They don't even need the double smite
Yes.
here. He does have TP.
Okay,
There's a zoning.
Yeah, that's a lot of damage in onto Zave's right. Like, what? There were 5 people there. Or 4, I guess, for the majority of it. As down goes the Baron. T1 take it in the face, and they don't even get Zeus
Into there for the 50-50. And they commit everything. And yeah, you lost ult, but okay.
Ghost available. He's just going to go straight through it, as he does get stunned on the opposite side of it. But yeah, you're just not getting away from this. 4 people against BDD, and they feed the kill over to Guma, who's now on a killing spree.
And they have Baron buff, so they're just going to push 2 lanes here and start to take more of these structures off the map. They can just go straight for Inhibitor first here and then go for the top side push.
Well, I feel like game 1 was more of a game than this one.
Yeah.
And game 1 was not much of a game. This is just absolute stompage right now.
Yep, this is just vintage T1 draining them of their energy here.
All right, little pick now onto the Cassante. Do they have the damage? Yes, they do. The ultimate from the Veigar. Maybe in a little bit of trouble. Maybe a little bit was, underestimation. As, yeah, he was gone in a heartbeat. Did flash to try to get out, but that is the potential of Shirelia's Xayah Rakan.
I should be able to get this farm, but the long-range engage here, Gale Force.
Here we go again, as in he goes. 3-man charm. They're all stuck, as the Cage does get massive value. They do take out the Rakan, but I think that's all they're going to get in this team fight from the side of KT, as finally T1 find the angle. BDD might survive, if, well, Owner's going to put an end to that. As, yeah, they're going to get the ace, and T1 will be taking game number 3 in this series.
T1 going to match point here in this 3rd game, it looks like, as there is just no recourse against this big of a lead. It's 12,000 gold here at 30 minutes, and KT fell behind early, and the composition of T1 just scales so much better. Owner, active in all 3 lanes, takes 3 early kills and pushes that advantage across the rift.
Whip, and he just went to town on every single lane. It was really rough.
The early whip, and he was just hitting those E's, doing tons of damage, getting the slows. Cuz fell behind early because of it. He out-damages Gumayusi in this game on the Xayah. That's how much of an impact he made. And unfortunately, Keen, this time on the Jax, is shut down. But the Cassante is going to always make it through, as this is that Gragas I was talking about. They just want to be able to survive through. Ooh, going to match the Twisted Fate, the old response. Faker has played this so many times. It reminds you of the MSI 2022, where Faker and Xiaohu were constantly playing these roaming mids. The Galio in particular really stood out.
T1 looked pretty dominant in that last game. I'm very curious to see if KT can step up to the plate here in game number 4. Let's hop onto the rims. They are one of our sponsors, at least. Knock up here on the Amy, who is going to Ghost. So a little bit of fun level 1 shenanigans, as now even another Ghost is going to be used here by Guma. They just want to get out of here.
Yeah, and they will be able to.
Keria, never mind, goes over the wall again, as Ignite going to be used. Flash away, Keria extremely low.
Actually going to be a really good trade. We mentioned this earlier, the 3-0 for the Twisted Fate in the champion stats was all BDD. Now he won game 2. In this best of 5, he's 4-0 on the champion, and still the only player, of course, who's played it in LCK this season.
Oh, you just save my ultimate, and then Akali doesn't get to play the game. Especially if you're ahead, which he helped get there. Here is Cuz. Gonna get a little bit of damage onto Zeus. Could actually try to get... Ooh. There was a chance, like, if he flashes in there, maybe, but Zeus just flashes away, and then maybe you're stuck on their turret, so...
In a SPO TV game back in the day.
Yeah, that meta was not very forgiving for those types of issues when every game was like 55 minutes. Fun times. Here comes the Destiny Gate as they are looking to collapse hardcore, but in they go a little bit too deep. Faker with the zoning ult. 3-man taunt as he's just trying to help his team kill Cuz, and that he will. Now the turn comes in. Cuz will go down.
Everybody's really low here against the Zeri, though.
Yeah, the Zeri coming in. Another double knock-up as Owner super low, Faker super low, and now we do have level 6 for Guma. He's trying to turn it around, but so many kills going the way the side of KT.
Because it's so hyped, man, because he knows this fight is won by KT. They take 1,000 gold to lead now. Zeri picks up a kill, 2 kills for BDD. And suddenly this game is totally opened up. Yeah, you got the Drake as T1, and Keria had some really heroic engages there to actually save them. Plus the triple taunt you mentioned from Faker. If that doesn't happen, plus the knock on.
Dodges the Gnar. Keen's looking for it. As Flash has to be used from Zeus. The spacing is there. One more Q could do it. He's not going to continue forward.
It's going to be the Herald, and this is what I was talking about. Zeus, man, you have no flash. He's got ult.
Uh-oh, Zeus is in so much trouble. Gold card comes in. The Q should be enough. Stops him mid-hop, and they give that kill to BDD. As now he is 3-0. RFC that he did in the last game to help just get more pick potential. Speaking of which, looking for this now as Faker is here with the counter ultimate. Owner going in, they're trying to burst down the Vi. Do they have enough damage? The Q from Faker goes on a BDD, not onto Cuz. Now he's in some trouble. It's 2v2. Looks like it should go the way of KT as Cuz will survive. They're looking to take down Owner, but he's going to get the execute. And maybe now he's going to turn it around. Somehow, some way, BDD flashes and gets away with a kill. How did he manage that?
Unbelievable. BDD makes it happen. The ult comes through from Guma, and he's not able to get this. So this is pretty huge. Okay, hold on.
Here we go, going deep, and this is what this comp can do. There is no escape for Guma. He doesn't have ult. He doesn't have flash. Guess what? He used it desperately to try to kill BDD.
Keria here looks like he will survive.
Okay, a little bit of a flank, but Zeus is not a Mega Gnar. He's desperately trying to kill a TF, and he will as Boomerang comes out. The damage from aiming is pretty huge, though. We might have a second Zeri moment as he picks up 2 more kills. Yeah, and from ahead this comp, I mean, you can be anywhere as Keen is in a little bit of trouble, does have the counter-strike. They're just cutting him out, is able to kick him farther away, but it might not matter as Keen should go down. One more auto, and Zeus does pick that up. So all of a sudden, you know, Zeus with the shutdown and an extra kill, he's beginning to line his pockets a little bit.
They could get caught. Twisted Fate ult.
Here we go once again. Might have a little bit of a team fight. Faker's all the way up in the top lane. He could TP. Okay, he is going to TP into this one. We are opting into a 5v5 as KT.
Yeah, Keen here looking for the follow-up.
Might not matter, but will it as the Vi is getting low. They take out the Vi! KT went a little bit too fast. And Furious, they do get the 1 kill to T1, but KT still with the lead, and the incredibly scary carries will push T1 away for now. You got to be careful. They still have insane amounts of CC. Like, yeah, you are a Vi and you are ahead, your team's ahead. As I say that, they are just going to ham-fist it underneath this turret. Let's see how deep they can go as Cuz is living, and he will open up 2 kills more for the Zeri.
100% worth, you know. I mean,
yeah, this time it works.
You've eliminated the 80 carry of your opponent, so you're going to continue to deny farm.
And the Zeri in that game. As, well, might have another skirmish here on the bottom side of the map as Faker's going in, 2-man taunts, but the damage not quite there. Zeus in a lot of trouble. The gold card hits as everybody is just being run down. Zeus gonna go down as well. Another double kill for aiming. Is that his 4th in this game? Because now he's looking for Guma here. He has to go into his stopwatch, but I think he'll be totally fine with that as Faker is going to be food for the Zeri once again. Cool taunt bro, they say. as now aiming is 9-0.
9 kills on the Zeri. KT are very far away.
They're just making it interesting for the fans, I think, as Guma has to go into the Featherstorm here. We do get the engage onto aiming, but Keria is all alone. And unfortunately, Rakan does not have much damage. That is a ton of damage into the Zeri, though, as that got more close than it should have been. But they still will win the fight very handily.
Damage negligible, but it's the setup for the massive damage they have in the back line. The Jax, the Zeri.
They are really trying to force this turret down, and yeah, they're going to get it, but Faker might just die as he is going to ult away.
Look at aiming on the long con flank. He's coming all the way around.
Not much of a wombo combo here, but the 5 are together as aiming still not here, and it might not matter as finally they will take out Keen.
It matters a lot, though. He's not here. He did nothing.
They're going to get the combo. Let's see if they can actually get aiming. As the Q is in there, but everybody on the side of T1 is just kind of being zoned, corralled into a corner. Well, in they go. Just trying to slowly chip away at these turrets.
Yeah, the damage is real here. The Runan's just chipping away at multiple people at once, as you can see. Yep. Extendo beam. From a head like this, Runan's is so oppressive for Siege, and
realistically, as long as KT don't make any mistakes, they should be able to take down all the inhibitors and the game.
I cannot believe it. I cannot believe we're going to 5. It looks like Valdez.
Looks like it. Pony knew the whole time.
He knew, man. He's always right with these preds. It's scary.
The only 3-2 predictors is in a lot of trouble here. He's going to have to back away. Owner is dead. It's desperation moment for T1 as they cannot stop the onslaught of KT at the end of this game. Game number 4 should almost definitely go the way of KT. Looks like they will take down the turrets. Although T1 are desperate to try to stop it once again. They get in. Finally, a charm is hitting, but it does not matter. Down will go the turrets, and we will have silver scrapes in the Telecom War.
Telecom War, round 2, top of the bracket. KT picked this team Lehens. And the damage is real here on this Twisted Fate. 20,000. BDD was all over the map.
Even Cuz, like what? 21K on a Vi? It's kind of insane.
Keen's answer is going to be the Jace. The Jace made it all the way through the draft.
That was quick.
They have double lethality here in terms of poke. I thought perhaps maybe they just say, we're going to play around topside, we play a Camille, and that's going to be the gamble he takes here at the end. But against Xayah, difficult to pull off with the front line that they're playing against. He's just going to try to chip away at it.
Side of KT, it's anyone's from here. Let's jump onto the rift for game number 5.
It's going to make him great in duels and extended trades.
This was not a good trade from Faker, as he did not hit level 2, but BDD did, so he just took a massive chunk.
Okay, that's right. I was going to say, that seems a bit high for this season.
Uh-oh. Slow down here on the Zeus. He was trying to get Meganar. I don't know if he's going to get it. Flash in! First blood to Keen!
Uh-oh.
A solo kill in the top lane!
And this was the one angle. And that was the one thing I told those KT fans I ran into earlier. They were like, is there any way? I said Keen.
Oh, dodging the hook, making him
Cuz is here.
Cuz is here. You see that T1 will just back away once they do see this. There's a lot of hiding of vision from Jonah Strong, so I thought something was awry, something was happening.
August, of course, in mid before this season. But let's go back to Keen's play here on the top side. As he just goes in. It's the W, extra damage. Shock Blast is empowered. He flashes for the final auto.
To try to take a victory here in a game 5.
Leah's coming up.
Oh,
he has ult.
Spotted. Uh-oh, this... Oh boy, Owner's in a lot of trouble. He's up against the wall, in between a rock and a hard place, and down he goes.
Oh no, Valdez.
2 early kills for KT.
2 early kills for Keen, especially here.
Oh boy.
What an extended lead he should be able to pick up now. Cuz level 6.
Uh-oh, Guma face checks, tries to get a ward down. He doesn't have flash. I think he's dead. Down he goes. Aiming gets another kill. And that is now 3 on the board for KT before 10 minutes.
And T1 have found their match in early game. They have found their match, you know?
There's a lot of ultimates available for T1 if they could layer them well, then perhaps, but against this lead and against Xinjiao, I don't think they should be allowed to take this, but they will. They're just going to walk up to take it down, and now they're going for the fight. They take down Xinjiao. No, the Crescent Guard comes in.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Lives. How does he live?
Oh, man, the Cascade was perfect, but the Crescent Guard is just too good. for two of these critical players here in terms of engage. Watch this from Cuz's first-person view. He's cast in. Crescent Guard pushes the rest of them away, and his mouse movement as well as he flashes further away. Oh, man.
And you've got BDD just holding it down in mid like a champ. Things are just going incredibly. Another stun goes on to the Gragas.
No flash.
Here is Lehens, another good cask. It doesn't look like BDD quite as the damage, but he is layering it, and actually, he will as Faker. Yeah, he does not have a way to get back over. I thought he would have body slam in time, but no, it's just a straight-up kill from BDD. Lehens is there to support.
There's no cross-map to be had here. Zeus is playing with fire here as well with where he is on the map.
And again, they are trying to force fights when they should not be, when they cannot be.
And T1, they just don't know how to lose. They don't know how to play from behind. It's wild watching this happen. It's actually crazy.
It's insane. Zeus is going to go down as well. This is a massive early game stop.
Will he potentially get caught here? Cyclone and Flash for Owner.
He's trying to run. He does have Flash. There it is, as on the chase is Keria. And he will get the charm in. Cyclone comes in. Healy used, aiming, trying to survive. He stands alive, and finally he gets knocked down. Owner burning to the Ignite, but he will survive as well. And now, Lehens going down. T1 maybe finding an angle of their own, as Lehens did go into the stopwatch. Has to use Feather Storm. Here comes Faker. Picks up a kill on the BDD. And that's a bunch of shutdowns that all of a sudden T1 are coming back.
Never underestimate the clutch factor of T1, though. They will make this happen. Faker going to tank a lot of turret shots here. Cuz wants to come over and lock him down. Flash.
Oh, he's dead. Now, oh, Cask. Yep, doesn't matter. Cuz going to take him out to the Jace. Hey, this isn't fair. Lehens is here too? Wait, the entire team is roaming down.
Yeah, and the Drake is going to spawn soon, so... Oh, got an angle.
Oh, the predict! Lehens, did you really have to do him this dirty? I mean, when the game is already this in your favor.
I mean, they could try to push this inhibitor turret too before this Drake spawns. As BDD has teleport on the top side of the map, it's not safe to push mid because they'll just collapse on you. This is a T1 moment where you can turn this game back around, but they don't have any vision here. They probably have to back away. Cuz going in!
Yeah, he's just going in. He's got Crescent Guard. He is so tanky right now. They're not really able to turn onto him. Faker's got a nice angle. Big cast. In goes Seus. They take out the Jace. That's a lot of the gold gone. Is it enough is the question.
I think maybe.
Cuz, though, he is fighting 1v2 against these guys. Down goes the Forest, and down will go Cuz.
And that's Baron.
T1, they found an angle, and they found a fight.
And this was... KT just not doing their due diligence on this Baron. It's taking a long wraparound angle.
Oh boy, the pick potential is massive. Owner going to be forced to Cyclone before the fight even begins.
Horrible. That's one of their best engaged tools and one of their follow-ups. Look at the shot blast damage.
Somebody's got to check, right? Somebody's got to get in there. The cask is massive. Can they burst down Faker? Goes into the Zhonya's. Now Keria gets over the wall. The damage is massive for the side of T1. KT have gone a little bit too deep, a little bit too far. And now they're on the run in T1. Maybe they've got an angle here, although BDD, trying to be the hero, will take out Faker. Guma is just collecting gold as we speak. He's going to get another kill. The Gnar comes in, and it's an ace for T1.
T1 may have just done it. I mean, there's so much gold here on the map right now, and the Baron is theirs for the taking, and the engage there.
As I don't even know if they care about the Drake. It looks like they want to take the fight. Saves with Mega Gnar. As Owner's going to Cyclone here on top of BDD, or rather onto Keen. As now the damage is in, it's going to be taken by the side of Cuz. But the flank comes in! Keria gets the flank! And can they get on top of BDD is really the question, as he's going to get away. Cuz looks like he's dead. And more kills go to the side of T1.
Shot blast. This is Keria's first-person view. Look at how quickly he comes in and the shot calling, how rapid it is. You can really feel the tension in this series that KT almost stole away. They're just calling a push for the bot lane. Zeus' reaction.
He's like, oh, this is fun. And take little wins.
And they can stay over here on this Baron too.
Or just kill Lehens, who is killing a ward. Okay, he's just gonna flash.
He does not have Hex Flash, so this is actually pretty significant that this is taken away, one of the best engaged follow-ups. And he's pushed away. And T1 finally going to get Owner on this Drake. This Scuttle is so valuable. As KT need to try to wrap in here now and push this Baron and look for a pick. I mean, Faker's level 18. And they're just not going to get anything out of this. They're going to let the Drake go, and they're not going to contest. They're not going to set up on Baron. KT falling apart here in the last hour, setting up for this.
Zeus is so fast. He's just getting in there. He's looking for someone. Lehens doesn't have any flash. He is looking to go down. Nobody can help him. Keen's here. I'm like, I don't do damage to Owner. What am I going to do? And that's a dead Nautilus now. We didn't have flash to begin with, and maybe this is now when T1 pull the trigger on this Baron.
What a comeback win this would be for T1, as they've got full vision here around the edge of the pit.
All right, let's see, cuz very important smites for your career as in they go, and they're getting burst! They're getting burst! They're going in one by one as in the front line, cuz will eventually go down in GA. Very important for Owner, but look at the health bars on the side of T1.
Okay.
That was not the fight you were looking for.
Definitely not. They wanted to actually force the fight here instead of trying to go for a 50-50 smite. And yeah, you kill Cuz, but it comes at a huge cost here. 2 members down. Carry is picked. Owner loses his GA and is killed subsequently as well. And these are huge wins for KT now. As Death Cap is getting closer, Guma.
Wait, there's a Zaya there. Guma with the stealth assassination. Gonna get the kill here, BDD. They had no idea. As he's on the run, Zeus will be able to take him down. Faker can just go into Zhonya's, and now they're looking to push mid.
Yeah, I think they might just be able to end it here.
28 seconds on the Talia, 12 on the Varus. T1,
they've got the wave
on the doorstep of winning this best of 5 as a massive amount of CC in that front line.
Minions down.
Trying desperately to stop this, and they do take out the minions, as you mentioned, which is so important. They will back off now.
Yeah, BD is up in 10 here. Owner's on the Baron. Like you said, though, real fight there. It's going to have to be a good wave clear to hold.
Ooh, the double knockup. The carry is almost gone. And BDD's desperately trying to carry this game.
Where are you at?
He's trying to desperately carry this game from the depths.
And Zeus, he had his Narbar set. That's why he was flanking there.
He didn't expect Carrier to just disappear in the middle of nowhere.
And he just instantly dies. Carrier looks so frustrated on the player cam. Going, oh, KT need to somehow deal with that inhibitor down the wave and somehow stop T1 from doing Baron. Zeus
hiding on Bush. They're going to try to take down Zeus here. He's knocked into the rocks. Down goes his GA.
Guma's not here.
And to get anything on the backside of this, Zeus will go into Meganar. He will survive. And he is now on the run. Guma's just in there. He's just poking away bit by bit. Owner. And you can see the base is falling apart on the right side of your screen. The inhibitor also going to go down as, okay, Cast comes in, but that just pushes Lehens in. Cuz pretty low. Goes into a CA. Didn't have Crescent Guard. As now he might, as he gets up. No, he's just going to get smoked down by Owner, who takes him here.
Carrier.
Oh, Carrier getting a little bit too close to the sun. Keen is fine. He's getting in there with the damage. Finally gets charmed up, and Guma frontlining. Guma gets knocked up. Guma cannot do the damage. They're standing
Aiming's alive
on their base. The tatters, the ruins of their base. Owner is trying desperately to get this one down, and Aiming will take him out.
Oh, so close. Oh, so close. And
Inhibitor.
That's like aim ace.
Aiming your mid inhibitor. And they should be able to. I mean, there are some wards in the base as Redemption is in, but they should be able to get this one. Now, can T1...
Can they get out?
Looks like they... No, Rue comes in. Cuz has Crescent Guard this time. The knockup is there. Faker's getting on in. As the chains go wide, the Cast takes him out.
BDD's coming over.
As well.
BDD's coming over. There's a lot of long-term damage in this fight here for KT.
Just putting up a wall, just trying to save his team, as meanwhile, in the base, where Owner is.
We don't either.
Where is he? Okay, there he is. He's pretty fast. But is he fast enough is the question. Ult comes in. They're taking out T1's jungler.
That's no smite.
T1's jungler is gone.
Does Crescent.
Meanwhile, oh no, KT's jungler is gone.
Okay,
what
but so is
happening?
Carrier. Carrier's gone here. Guma has to carry this fight. Guma will have to carry this fight. The Narbar is fading away, and they've got poke.
Yeah, no smite. Might just come down to a straight up actual flip. As Baker gets Aiming, and that's it. Down goes Aiming, but the follow-up, down goes the Saya. And all of a sudden we're trading again. Faker too low in the middle of 3 members of KT. Down he will go, and I think
KS has TP. Does he try to TP to end? I mean, I don't know if he can do this without Narbar. He's about to have it.
Cuz just respond. He's like, do I defend? Do I go over for the smite?
I mean, Zeus, how's your steal, man? How's your steal?
One boomerang and a dream. He doesn't even have vision. Nope, that's going to be Elder to the side of KT.
Long-term carry with Leandri. So if you kill the Talia, it's one thing. As we start off feeling good and not so great at the end of the fight.
Oh man, that was
roller coaster.
Are they just going to try to steal it? Cuz is going to... Nope, they're not going to get in. Cuz flashes in, and now he's probably going to go down.
Where is the follow-up? Where is the TP? Here it comes.
They're finally TPing. Feels like it's hours late as Cuz goes into his GA. And he should be going down here. He doesn't have flash. And now Baron available. Everybody is buffless. The Cloud Soul might be the difference maker. Let's look at the poke. Look at the damage here. Like, T1 just can't really match that.
Okay,
That's what I've been asking from KT this entire time.
Owner, they're going to try to collapse on him.
Oh, no way! Oh, the angle, they get Faker! They get Faker on this one, and that's going to be the end of Zeus as well. 2 pinks go the way of KT. Zeus goes into his GA. Keria is desperate. Down goes Cuz. Okay, wait, hold the phone.
Okay, but there's not a lot of damage here in this fight outside of the Xayah. She still has ult. It's going to have to be on Guma to carry this. He's got GA and ult. He also has Gale Force here, so picking him is very difficult.
KT don't have a jungler.
Yeah, teleport coming through.
Okay.
Baker does have TP when he respawns. I don't know if this fight's going to go that long, but it might.
It might. I mean, yeah. Like,
it's hard for either team to win this.
KT just can't let them start it, right? They don't have a smite, so they just have to fight only. Unless you can keep at least forever, basically. You're never really threatening an Elder Drake.
And
Cuz comes in again.
I mean, Cuz does not have teleport when he respawns, so T1 have the advantage. The KT are on a timer right now. They need to hit this poke, and they're not. They're not hitting it. Zeus is on the edge here. KT, they cannot give this up. You're going to have to find an angle.
Redemption by 2 is just so much value. That's okay.
That's
they get the clone, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, at some point you're going to have to engage. Lanz has flash ult.
Yeah, you got to go. Hook misses and change miss.
Zeus has Gnar.
Zeus, Mega Gnar. No GA, in he goes.
Keria.
Charm as Skooma goes so far forward, and the damage, it looks like it might just be there. They take out BDD. Skooma gets the double, and I think that might just be it. We have a respawn of Cuz, and no smite right now for an owner. He should be able to get it back. It might not matter aiming here. On the run, down he will go. Is CP into the base? Are you kidding me?
Oh, wait.
Are you kidding me, Kane?
He has GA, but I don't think he can end. I don't think he can end.
Oh, the damage, okay.
So many minions here.
He got so many backs out. He's hitting the turrets. Can anyone take him out?
Oh, they got all of the backs. He got all of the backs. The Elder didn't go up.
Xayah's still going. They're still pushing. T1 are still pushing. They stopped the back door. And T1 are pushing into the base. T1 should be able to take this down unless Cuz.
I think they've done it.
Oh,
Cuz back time, the minion. One minion.
Oh, he's gonna get it. Okay, no, there's another wave. There's another wave coming in. I think they've done it. Cuz is just going into a GA. And Skuma's so low. And he's gonna back up. Make sure he takes down Cuz. I think they've done it. T1 have finally won the game. T1 take game number 5. They take game number 5 in this telecom war against KT. Down goes the Nexus. And T1 do it. Killed both Nexus turrets, forced like 2 or 3 backs, and then 2 other guys pushed in bot, and then they almost didn't end, like Guma and Faker together.